In our previous video, we have just started the second chapter of class 12 physics, that is electrostatic potential and capacitance. Few points we have already discussed, that is potential energy, electric potential difference, and potential due to point charge. Today we will derive the potential due to dipole. Dipole we have already discussed in our previous chapter. So where we have found the electric field due to dipole, where here we will derive the potential due to dipole. Okay, potential due to dipole. So we know the dipole. When two opposite charges are placed with some distance, some small distance, one is negative q and one is positive q charge, and the distance between the charges is 2l. So if we will divide it from the center, it will equally divided like L and L. Now we are taking a point P where we have to find the potential in this point because of this dipole, and from the center to P we are taking distance small r. Okay, so from this plus Q to this point the distance will be r minus L, because this total distance is r and this distance is L, so simply this distance will r minus L. And from this, sorry, this is minus q charge, because all this dipole moment always lie from minus q to positive q, so the direction will be this side. Okay, and from this minus q to this P point the distance will be r plus L, because this is the distance r and this is the distance L, so the both distance will be added here, that is r plus L. Now simply we will see the potential in this point, that is V minus Q because of minus Q charge. In our previous video we have already derived the expression for V for any point charge. Okay, so the expression was 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, because of minus q we will put here minus q, upon distance, and distance between minus q to this point, that is r plus L. So here we will put r plus L, and now we will find the potential on this point, that is because of plus q, V plus q. So it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught, and this will be plus q, so simply we will put q upon, and the distance is r minus L. Okay, now we will find the net potential. We just simply add both the potential from both points, that will be V total equal to V q plus V minus q. So here we are putting the values, that is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q upon r minus L, plus this will be minus q, so plus minus minus it will become minus, so it will be q upon 4 pi epsilon naught r plus L. Okay, now this q upon 4 pi epsilon naught will come out. We will simply take a bracket, that will be q upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and from in the bracket it will be 1 upon r minus L minus 1 by r plus L. Now we simply take the LCM. It will be q upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and if we will take the LCM it will be r minus L, r plus L, and in here we will find this r plus 1 simply multiply with this one, that will be r plus L. minus this r minus L will be multiplied with this 1, so it will become minus r, and this minus minus will become plus, so that will be plus L, and here the plus r and here the minus r, so that will be cancelled out. So we will get q upon 4 pi epsilon naught, that will be 2L, L plus L 2L upon, and this will be converted in the formula of a square minus b square, that is a plus b, a minus b, and it is in the form of that is r minus L, r plus L. So this will become r square minus L square. Okay, now I'm writing here. So the v will become, this L 2L will be multiplied with q, so that will be 2QL upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square minus L square. Now this 2QL will become P, because we know the expression of dipole moment, that is 2QL, so simply we will put here P. So it will be P upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and here we are taking R very much large than L. If R will be larger than L, then L will be get neglected and the L will become 0. So we simply get here 4 pi epsilon naught r square, because this L square will become 0 and r square minus 0 will be r square. So this is the potential due to dipole, and this is the potential when we are finding it in axial line. It is for the axial line. You can mark it first case to finding the potential due to dipole when it is placed in axial line. Okay, now second case we will find the potential due to dipole at any point. Okay, just take a screenshot or note down, then I will discuss the second case and we will derive the dipole potential due to dipole when it will be placed in any point. This is for the axial line. Okay, this is the potential for the axial line. Potential due to dipole at any point. Okay, now the point is neither in axial line nor in equatorial line. It will be anywhere. Suppose this is the dipole minus q, positive q, this is the center O, and now we are making the point here, taking a point P and just joining this with the center of the dipole, and this is the position vector r. We are taking a position vector r. This is the angle theta. Okay, now this point is neither placed in a equatorial nor in axial line. It is just simply placed at anywhere. We have taken that point P, and this is the center of the dipole which is joining, and that is taken as position vector r, and this is angle theta. Now we simply join this minus q to P and taking it r1 distance, and here we are taking the distance r2. Okay, now simply we will find the potential in both the points. So potential at point Q, because of minus Q, it will be minus Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and the distance is r1. We simply take r1 from the formula, right? Now minus potential at positive Q, that will be Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught. The distance is r2. Now we have to find the expression for this distance, right? So how we will find, if suppose two lines are projecting like this is the two lines and that is projecting like this, right? So the angle between the lines are very small. So how we will measure the lines? We just simply take a perpendicular like this. This is the perpendicular we have taken, and this is extended like this. So just we have taken the perpendicular, then this line and this line will become equal after taking the perpendicular. Okay, and this line, the extended line, will be the difference of the both line. Okay, so simply what we will do, we just extend this line and take a perpendicular from here, and we are marking it end point. Okay, this is the perpendicular from this point. So this will be 90 degree. Now from this point we will take a perpendicular like this, right? So this will be 90 degree. Okay, this will be 90 degree and this will be 90 degree. The both angle will be 90 degree. Okay, and we are marking this end dash. This point we are marking end dash. Okay, is that clear? We have just taken perpendicular from this line to this line and taking perpendicular to this extended line, and we are marking this end and we are marking this end dash. Okay, now simply we will find the value of R1 by this, and this measurement is L, we know that, and this is also L. So how we will find the R1? This R1 will be equal to this line because of perpendicular. Now this line will be equal to this whole line from this point to this point. So it will become, suppose this is O point and this is P point. So what will it become? This will become OP plus ON. The full measurement will be OP plus ON. So here the value of OP is R, position vector R, plus how we will find the value of ON? Now this is 90 degree angle, and if it is theta, then this is also theta. Okay, now say just we apply the trigonometric concept, that is cos theta equal to, from this angle, cos theta equal to base upon hypotenuse, and base is ON and hypotenuse is this line, that is L. The measurement from this to this is L. So we simply put here L. So the value of ON will cos theta L, right? Cos theta L. So simply we will put this cos theta L here because this is the position of ON. So simply OP is R. So ON is cos theta L. Okay, you got this? Now we will find the R2. Again, if this line is R2 and we have taken perpendicular from this R2 will be equal to this P dash and P and dash. This P and dash and this line will be equal. So R2 will be equal to P and dash. And how we will find the P and dash? This whole measurement is OP, that is position vector R, minus, we simply minus this O and dash. To find the value of P and dash, we simply take the full measurement and then we subtract this O and dash. Now we will find the expression for O and dash. if it is 90 degree, this is theta. Now it will work as a base, right? O and S will be work as a base. Then again we will apply the trigonometric concept. Then cos theta will become O and dash upon this measurement hypotenuse. Hypotenuse is L again. So O and S will become cos theta L, right? Now simply we will put the value, that is R minus cos theta L. Okay, now I'm rubbing it. Now we have both values for R1 and R2. R1 is R plus cos theta L and R2 is R minus cos theta L. Now we will put in this equation, we will find the total V total. So that will be simply V minus Q plus V plus Q. So this will be minus Q upon, we simply add both the potential from both the points. So that will be minus Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught R1. Then what is the value of R1 is R plus cos theta L, and it will be plus Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and this will be R, the value of R2 is R minus cos theta L. Okay. Now we simply take Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught out of the bracket, then it will become minus 1 upon R plus cos theta L, and this will be 1 upon R minus cos theta L. Okay, now we will solve it. To solving it, I am just rubbing this and rubbing this. So just take a screenshot. So this will be become V equal to Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught. We simply take the LCM, so it will become R plus cos theta L and R minus cos theta L. And this R minus cos theta L will be multiplied with this, so this will be minus R, because minus and plus will become minus, and this minus minus will plus become plus, then plus cos theta L, and this R plus cos theta L will simply multiply with this one, that will become R plus cos theta L. Now this R and this is minus R, this is plus R, that will be cancel out simply. So what we will get, Q upon 4 pi epsilon naught, that will be 2 cos theta L, 2L cos theta, we can write it, right? Cos theta L, cos theta L, it will be 2L cos theta upon, now again it will become the formula of A square minus B square, so it will become R square minus L square cos square theta. Now this 2QL, this 2L will multiply with this Q, that will become 2QL, and the value of 2QL we know, that is the dipole moment. So we simply put P in the place of this 2QL. So that will be P cos theta, and cos theta will be remaining here. 2QL cos theta, 2QL will become P and cos theta will be remaining upon 4 pi epsilon naught, and this R square. Now we are taking that L is very very small than R. Okay. So if L is very small, so L will get neglected, L will be 0, so then cos theta will be 0. So this whole term will become 0 and we will get R square. Okay, so this is the potential due to dipole at any point. potential due to dipole at any point. And where, what we have found previously, we have found the potential due to dipole at axial point. So what was the expression? That was the P upon 4 pi epsilon naught r square. That was simply that. This is for axial line. Now if we will talk about the equatorial line, potential at equatorial line. So what will be the potential at equatorial line? The angle will become, because it will be always perpendicular to dipole. If it is the dipole, so it will be, the line will go the perpendicular with the axis. So in this case, that angle will between that will be 90 degrees. So in this case, theta will become 90 degree, and cos theta we know that is 0. So simply for V equatorial, if cos theta will become 0, then the whole term will become 0. So for V equatorial, the potential will be 0, because it is making as a perpendicular, and for that the angle will be 90 degree and it will become 0. Okay, so these are the 3 points, 3 potential at different points. This is the potential due to dipole when the point is at any point. Now this is the potential for axial line, and this is the potential due to equatorial line, that will be 0.